Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 794th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. And what a battle I've got for you to watch today. This is a really close, exciting battle. Okay, and this battle is fought on my favourite map, the Germanic Forest map, where you've got the big open plains, as we talked about before, where you can fight out in the open if you want, or if you want to hide your troops in the woods to spring those nasty ambushes, you can do that as well. Plus, if you bring a barbarian faction, you get the winter bonus, and you get the woods bonus as well. So if you bring a barbarian faction, there you are, you got 2 extra bonuses on this particular map when I host on here. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Spearman. Now Spearman has got 12 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, 12 infantry and 6 cavalry. There, so I say it's nice to see Spearman back on to Rome Total War. We haven't seen him for a few weeks, and of course a lot of his units will be hiding in the woods there. Let's have a quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and he's just got gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry there. So that's a pretty good and tried and trusted Spearman army. Our next teammate there is Brotherhood member Barclayman. Now Barclayman has got 11 infantry, 5 archers and 4 cavalry. Okay, 11 infantry, 5 archers and 4 cavalry. Just like to draw your attention to something here. If you notice here in Barclayman's army, he's got an eagle unit, okay, to boost extra morale, as well as his general morale bonus as well. So he's got 2 morale boosting units there for his infantry. So that's always good. Morale's always good. Extra morale. And he's got 7 upgrades on his cavalry. That's an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry there. So that's his tried and tested Roman army. Unusual to see him with a Roman army, actually. Our next teammate is RTW player Luke Invictus. Now Luke has got the bog standard old-fashioned 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. And we started 31k rules maybe 15 years ago, and this has been kind of like the bog standard Roman army for 31k for all those years. 14 infantry, 6 cavalry, and the reason it's the bog standard 31k Roman army is because it's so effective and so efficient. I mean, 14 infantry, 6 cavalry, I mean, that's a pretty good combination there. And our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, and I've got 13 Spartan units and I've got 5 archer units. Just have a quick look at the archer units there. I've got 4 of the long range elite Cretan archers there, and I've got 1 of the cheap mid-range archers as well. But they're quite effective in their own way. So there's our team. It's got the potential to be a cracking battle, and I really hope you enjoy it. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member TR, who's bought the Armenian faction. Now he's got 6 heavy spearmen, 6 archers, and 6 cavalry, and 1 infantry unit. Okay, as I say, Armenia seems to be TR's faction of choice at the moment. If you notice, this particular archer unit's only got 4 upgrades on, and he's taken that right out the front of his battle formation there. There you are, you got his heavy spearman there. If you count the upgrades there, 1, 2, 3, 4, fully upgraded heavy spearmen. Now these guys, of course, because they've got spears, are going to be anti-cavalry, but you'd be surprised on how tough they are actually at holding enemy infantry as well. So all in all, they're quite good infantry, really, these heavy spearmen. And if you look at these archers that he's got here, you'll see that he's put 8 upgrades on them. Now these are only medium archers, okay, but he's put 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on them. So he's going to get the most out of them that he can, but they are only medium range archers there. Now we move on to maybe the main strength of Armenia, and that's the cataphracts there. You can see he's got 8 upgrades on his cataphracts, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. We call these guys the tanks of the ancient world because they're armoured from head to toe, and used properly they can be battle-winning troops. And there you are, he's got an Eastern infantry unit. Now these guys are renowned for waking up in the morning, just going out, picking up their spear and shield, and going out and fighting in battles wearing their pyjamas. In the past, people used to call these units the pajama people, and as you can see, they wear nice coloured pyjamas, and they enjoy fighting in their pyjamas. So there you go. So that's the Armenian army there of TR, and as I say, that seems to be his faction of choice now. He seems to like Armenia quite a lot. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Uther. Now Uther has got 12 infantry, 6 cavalry, including a fully upgraded armoured cavalry general. Okay, and that battle formation there is a very old, tried and tested battle formation of Uther. And here you are, he's got his old school armoured cavalry general there. Okay, this is, about 9-10 years ago, we all used to bring this unit as our Roman, general there. And as you can see, that's a fully upgraded unit, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. It's got 2 hit points as well. Let's just say up to about 8 or 9 years ago, we all used to bring that as our Roman general before most of us switched to an infantry general. So it's very old school. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and he's got 7 upgrades on his cavalry, and experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on some of his cavalry, and others of his cavalry he's just got gold shield, gold attack on there. Okay, so that is a tried and tested Uther Roman army there. Nice to see the old school armoured cavalry general as well. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Mantu. Now Mantu's got the bog standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, so once again, the bog standard 31k Roman army, 14 infantry, 6 cavalry. Just let me draw your attention here. Can you see how he's got his infantry in open order there to widen his battle formation? Can you see his battle formation is a lot wider now because he's got them in open order? Okay, there's his general in there. Let's see if we can find their last teammate hiding in the woods somewhere. We're out, there we are. And their last teammate is Brotherhood member Aurelius, who's bought the Britannia faction. Now Aurelius has got 2 druids, 4 chosen swordsmen, 8 head hurlers, 4 heavy chariots, and 2 chariot archers. Now bearing in mind that Britannia is a barbarian faction, bringing religious units is a good idea, because barbarian factions' morale is very low. So to bring religious units there, and he's got 2 of them there, to actually boost the morale of his troops is a good tactical move there by Aurelius. And there's his heavy chariots. Now remember, Britannia's got 2 types of chariots. They got the heavy chariots, which I think are about 580 denarii, or these barbarian warlord chariots that are over 1,000 denarii. Now the ordinary heavy Britannia chariots have only got 3 hit points. These barbarian warlord chariots have got 5 hit points. And over the years, I've tried both lots of chariots, and I would recommend anybody bringing Britannia to bring these barbarian warlord chariots. As I say, these guys have got 5 hit points, and those 5 hit points really do make a difference. As I say, the ordinary heavy chariots have only got 3 hit points, but the 5 hit points that these barbarian warlords bring really does make a difference in the battle. So if ever you're thinking about bringing Britannia, I would suggest that you bring the barbarian warlord chariots. Okay, so that was the enemy team. Okay, and the battle is set and ready to start. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought we'd have a look at a couple of things here. Now, just a question for you. When was the last time you saw a cavalry formation like this? I bet there's a lot of people watching this that have never seen a cavalry formation like this. Okay, now this is very old school, very old fashioned. You used to see people do this with their cavalry maybe 15, 16, 17 years ago. And as you can see, Spearman there, I think he's the only person to ever do that now in the 2023 RTW battlefield. Now over here I want to show you my old fashioned Greek cities battle formation here. This is a battle formation I've been using for many years. I can't remember how old it is now, but if, most enemies would try and go around the flank of Spartans rather than take them on head on. But if you notice, on each end of my battle formation, I've got 2 thicker units there. Can you see how thin the units are in the center in comparison with the thicker units on the flank? So if enemy do come around the flank, look, I just turn those units to face the threat, and the same on the other flank as well. As I say, you can see they're thicker units there, okay, than what the ones in the center are. And if I'm attacked at the flank, I just turn those units to face the threat. So I say it's a very old-fashioned, old-school kind of battle formation there. And whether it'd be any good on the 2023 battlefield, I guess we'll just have to see. But I was using this formation maybe back in 2005, 2006. So it'll be interesting to see how well it does. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle, in fact, we've just pressed start here, and you'll see Luke very, very unusually charging forward towards the enemy right at the very, very start of the battle. Now, a lot of you that played with Luke will recognise this as a very unusual tactic. Okay, it's very, very unusual for Luke to attack like this right at the beginning of the battle. Usually his tactic is to stay back and let his allies do kind of like, if you like, the main fighting to weaken the enemy, and then he comes in towards the end of the battle with fresh troops to finish off the enemy and secure victory. So this is very, very unusual to see Luke charging forward. If you notice, his name's Luke Invictus. Invictus in Latin means unbeatable, unbeaten. So he's Luke unbeaten there, and as I say, you can see him charging forward. So now I'm running my Spartans over, trying to keep up with him here as he's running forward. But as I say, very, very unusual tactic by Luke, just to charge straight in like this towards the enemy. So as I say, I'm trying to catch up with him now with my Spartans. You've got a couple of cavalry units there from Barclayman moving over. But like I say, we've literally just pressed start here in the battle, and you can see Luke looks like he's really wants to take the battle to the enemy in this particular game here. Okay, he's going up against Mantu there. You can see Mantu's units there. But as I say, very, very aggressive start there by Luke, and very, very unusual to see that from him. Those of you that play with Luke quite a lot probably recognise that that is an unusual tactic that he's done, attacking right from the beginning of the battle. Right here you can see Aurelius is running his chosen swordsman forward there. Remember, these chosen swordsmen got excellent morale, like urban cohorts, and well upgraded. They can be quite tough troops. And also, if you notice here, they're in the snow, so they're getting the snow bonus, the winter bonus, and they're fighting within the woods as well. So they're getting the winter bonus and the woods bonus as well here as they fight Luke's army. And you can see Luke's cavalry, one of the cavalry units there charging in there as well. So as I say, that's quite a brave thing for Aurelius to do, bring over 4 of his chosen swordsmen there. I bet a lot of those units are going to get piloted as well there, but say it's quite a brave thing for him to do with his chosen swordsman. And there you are, he's got his 2 morale boosting druid units there, look, just behind his engaged infantry, giving that vital morale boost to those chosen swordsmen. But as you can see there, the chosen swordsmen are vastly outnumbered by cavalry and infantry. You can see I'm running my Spartans over as well. So I'm going to get into the woods here. Remember, I think Luke's got 14 infantry, and I think here that Aurelius has only got 4 chosen swordsmen. So those poor chosen swordsmen there are going up against 14 Roman infantry. Look at the pilots coming in there as well from Luke's infantry, weakening the rear units of those chosen swordsmen there. Lowering their morale, of course, with the casualties that they take. There you are, look, that big group of chosen swordsmen there just been taken out by pilers. They hadn't even got into hand-to-hand fighting there. That was just pilot damage there. So as I say, I think Aurelius's units there looks like they're going to get taken out to me. You can see Luke has got his cavalry locked and loaded as well. Over here you'll see that Mantu has changed the direction of his battle formation here to face Luke. And as I say, he's got his units in open order there to stretch that battle formation out very wide area. Over here you'll see Barclayman running over to try and catch up to Luke and myself there. As I say, when we pressed start and Luke charged off towards the enemy, I don't think any of us were expecting that. And there's poor old Spearman right over on the other flank running over as well, trying to get over there as quick as he can as well. So as I say, it's a very, very unusual tactic there for Luke, for him to attack right at the very beginning of the battle there. But it's nice to see, you know, something a bit different. It's good. And here you'll see, as I say, the chosen swordsmen of Aurelius here looks like they're, if they get smashed by cavalry, I can see them routing now. And there goes the cavalry, look. There they go, look, bang, as they charge into those chosen swordsmen. And even though those chosen swordsmen had the woods bonus and the winter bonus, look, they were so outnumbered there. As I say, 4 chosen swordsman units against 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. And here you can see now, is Luke going to charge his cavalry into Mantu's cavalry? No, he's going to back his cavalry off there. But he's done a really good job there. Took out the Britannia chosen swordsman there. So that was a good job there by Luke. I'm not sure if I was Aurelius, if I would have charged my chosen swordsman in there, as I only have 4 units. I don't know what you guys think. Please leave your thoughts in the comments. I've got my archers there, let's say, targeting. I think Uther's trying to make a bit of a nuisance there of himself with that Roman armoured cavalry general unit there, fully upgraded. He'll use that unit to hit and run there. Here you can see Spearman bringing his cavalry over, so I'm thinking that Uther will probably back his cavalry general off, which he's done now. He doesn't want to get too involved with big 54-man cavalry units there. But as I say, here you can see Uther's battle formation there, tried and tested battle formation that is, and you can see Mantu bringing his cavalry over to this flank. Okay, but you can see both Barclayman and Spearman there making their way over towards Luke there. Let's just pause the game for a second here. So, let's say there's the infamous head hurlers there. If you notice there, they're carrying the heads of their fallen foes on their belts there. And as I say, these heads can be absolutely devastating. They're effective against armour, and they can cause massive casualties. What the enemy would like, they'd like Luke to engage the forward units of Mantu, and then these head hurlers then would throw their effective against armour heads over their allies' troops into Luke's troops there. Can you see what I mean? That's what the enemy would like. They'd like Mantu to hold and pin Luke's army, while those head hurlers did a lot of destructive work with those effective against armour heads there. So it'd be interesting to see if Luke's going to take on Mantu head on here, but it looks like Luke's moving around the flank of Mantu. Good tactical move. Here he's going to hit with his cavalry. Look, he's going to charge in there, look, and bang, as he smashes in there. Remember, infantry in open order suffer more casualties from cavalry hits. There you are, you can see Luke going in from the flank as well. Good tactical hit there by Luke, look, bang, as he charges in. But remember, when you charge in and there's trees involved, the trees really do knock your charge bonus down a lot. Because of course, if you charge into trees, your charge bonus is basically going to be knocked right back to maybe nothing there. So as I say, whenever you charge into the woods, you're going to lose a lot of your charge bonus there. And as I say, Mantu's units are in open order, and they do tend to suffer more casualties from cavalry hits when they're in open order there. And as I say, you can see Luke coming in from the flank. Okay, meanwhile over here, you're going to see Mantu's cavalry there, and that going to charge in to Spearman's Julii infantry. Right, there goes Mantu's cavalry going in there, and bang, as he smashes in there. Now, I thought this was a really unusual tactic here, and those of you watching this, I don't know what you thought, because I can't see why Mantu's charged his really good cavalry into both infantry and cavalry of Spearman's. Can you see that? There's, you got Spearman's cavalry there, and you got Spearman's infantry there, and Mantu's just charged his cavalry straight in, not from the flank or not from the rear or anything. He just charged them straight head on in to Spearman's infantry and cavalry. So I just thought that was an unusual tactic. I don't know what all of you watching this are thinking there. Do you think that was an unusual tactic, to charge your cavalry straight in head on into enemy infantry and cavalry? I just thought that's an unusual tactic there. Maybe I'm not sure if he just lost his general there. Maybe here the enemy are looking to take out Spearman on this flank. Maybe that cavalry charge was just to weaken him there. There you are, you can see the Armenian cataphracts charging in there as well. Looking at the general disposition of what's going on this right flank, it looks to me like they're after Spearman. I don't know what you think there. I can see cavalry, and I can see the Armenian Spearman moving forward as well, and I can see Mantu's cavalry locked and loaded. They may well be going after Spearman's Julii army there. I'm just looking at the general disposition of the enemy troops there. They may well be doing that. Over here you've got Aurelius' chariot archers there. Okay, they'll be shooting, make no mistake, they'll be shooting into the rear of our troops from that particular angle. And remember, the rear of units are the weakest. And here, as I say, you can see Luke taking his green Brutia army around the flank of Mantu. I've got my Spartans there locked and loaded in the woods. If we have a close look there, you'll see that they are crouched down. There, can you see my units are crouched down? And if you read the writing, you'll see they are hiding. Okay, so they're hiding in the woods there. And as I say, you can see them crouched down there. And I'm just there. They're there for the moment there until I decide what I'm going to do with them. But to say they're just hiding there at the moment. I could well spring them straight onto Mantu's infantry. That might be a tactic there. But I'm just going to wait and see what happens. As I say, you can see Luke here charging his cavalry into Mantu's infantry in open order there. As I say, infantry in open order does seem to suffer more casualties from cavalry hits there. Okay, so you can see Luke pressing on to Mantu there. A little bit of pilot exchanging going on between the two of them as well. But it wouldn't surprise me if there you are, there's the heads. I'm just going to say the Britannia heads. There you are, there's the heads coming in on Luke's army there. Okay, so Aurelius has brought his head hurlers forward there, and they will be targeting Luke's army. It wouldn't surprise me if Luke put his infantry into Testudo. There you are, there's a close-up of the heads coming in there. And as I say, they can be absolutely devastating. You see units almost melt in front of them when they suffer the damage that they can suffer there. And there you are, you can see Barclayman up against Uther units there. You can see a lot of pilot exchanging going on between them there, so they're going to be suffering a lot of casualties. But I'm a bit worried here about our right flank. I'm just looking at, as I say, at the general disposition of the enemy troops there, and they just look to me like they may well be looking to try and take out Spearman's Julia army here on our right flank. Just say you can see the Armenian spear units, a fully upgraded Armenian spear units moving forward. Plus you got fire archers of Armenia shooting those fire arrows into the Spearman's army there. Of course, the fire arrows suck morale away from enemy troops. There you are. Oh, there you are. That's what I said. Luke has now put his units, most of his units, into Testudo there, as you can see. And this is a real unit used back in the day by the Romans. If you look closely there, you'll see it's like a kind of all-round defence, and any missiles like slingshots, arrows, spears, heads coming in on them, they're protected there. So as I said, I thought he would put his units into Testudo when he saw the Britannia heads coming in on him there, and that's exactly what he's done. You'll see the heads now are not causing, or are causing absolute minimum casualties there. Now he's put his units into Testudo there. See the volley of heads coming in on that Testudo unit. I can't see any Romans going down from that. As I say, you can see a volley of effective against armour heads there. But as I say, over on the right flank, look how the enemy are doing concerted attacks on Spearman. Look at that cavalry charge, bang! And here's Luke and Spearman counter-attacking with their cavalry. Look, and bang! And bang! As they smash in there. Oh my gosh, but you can see, just look at all the enemy cavalry coming over here. Remember, you've got Armenian Spearmen in there as well. And just look at the enemy charging their cavalry in there. Come bang! As that SBQR cavalry charges in there. Oh my gosh, I mean, I don't know what all of you are thinking here, but it certainly looks to me that they're trying to take out Spearman's Julia army here on our right flank. There you are, you can see Spearman counter-attacking with his cavalry there, and bang as he smashes it. But see the enemy cavalry coming into his infantry, and bang as they smash in there. Oh my gosh, just look at the way that the enemy cavalry are going around the flanks. They're going to charge once again into Spearman's infantry again. Now look at that cavalry going in there, look, bang as they charge in there. Oh my gosh. As I say, it really does look to me like they're going to try and take out Spearman's army. Now here's Luke. He's got 3 cavalry units. Is he going to charge in? Sorry, 4 cavalry units. Is he going to charge in there to help Spearman? Looks like he's taking his cavalry over to another part of the battlefield there. But to me, Spearman looks like he could do with some assistance. If you notice here, I'm running my Spartans. Remember, my Spartans were in the woods hiding. I'm looking to run my Spartans over to that right flank there as fast as I can, because I can see Spearman's in a lot of trouble there. Looking at the enemy troops there, you can see Luke moving his units over as well, and you've got Barclayman here, got a couple of his units kind of holding Mantu's units back there. And you know, you can see that the Britannia troops there have managed to rally a couple of troops there. But as I say, really, our right flank, to me, where Spearman's Julia army looks rather in a delicate position there. And as I say, you can see a Spearman bringing what's left of his cavalry back, ready to charge in there. But you can see Luke. Is Luke going to charge his cavalry in there, trying to help Spearman? I just wonder if that's what he's going to do. Here's going to enemy SBQR cavalry unit. Look, he was going to smash into Spearman there. You can see a lot of Spearman's units. A lot of Spearman's units have been routed now. Can you see that? And you can see the enemy cavalry and infantry. Everything's charging in on poor old Spearman. And bang, as that cavalry charges in there. You can see both Luke and myself running reinforcements over to our right flank as fast as we can. You see Luke's Brutia army and my Spartans moving over there as fast as I can. You can see Luke counter-attacking with his cavalry into the enemy troops there. But unfortunately for us, it looks like most of Spearman's infantry has now been taken out, and our right flank, for all intents and purposes, to me, looks like the enemy have broken our right flank. They smashed and crashed Spearman there, and now our right flank looks pretty well broken. Although, as I say, you can see Luke and myself charging over to that right flank to maybe try and shore it up a bit. But poor old Spearman there was taking some massive cavalry hits there. I remember that to fully upgraded Armenian spear. Those spear units of Armenia are fully upgraded, were fighting his infantry as well. And there you go. I think that's basically all of Spearman. Well, there's a couple of his infantry units left, but basically most of his army has now been routed there from those massive enemy cavalry attacks that are coming in on us. There you are, you can see another cavalry attack there going in, bang! Took out one of Luke's units there. And you can see the enemy troops starting to move across to this flank as well. I can see Mantu now is moving his infantry over from the other flank. I'd just like to show you here, can you see that Aurelius has brought his heavy chariot warlords out of the woods there? He had them over there in the woods. He's now pulling them out to come in behind us. Now, is Aurelius going to attack, or is he just going to use its other ability? There, can you see Barclayman's units frightened by chariots? Okay, so they're frightened by chariots. So that means that those chariots there are sapping the morale away from our troops. Even though they're not attacking, you might think, well, they're not doing anything. But actually, in effect, they really are, because look, these two units are so unhappy about losing casualties. You don't see them saying they're frightened by chariots. But over here, look, you'll see frightened by chariots. So even though Aurelius is not attacking with his chariots, he's sapping the morale away from our troops. You may well attack Luke's battle-damaged cavalry there. You can see Luke's very, very battle-damaged Brutii cavalry there. Aurelius might fancy taking them on with those fresh chariots. There you are, it's charging in there. Luke saw him come in there, decided to move his cavalry out the way there, but as I say, so Aurelius not really attacking our infantry there, but sapping the morale away from our troops. There you are, you can see Luke charging his cavalry into some enemy infantry there. Whether he'll want... Can you see though that Luke's cavalry is not frightened by chariots? Okay, cavalry are not frightened by chariots, but infantry are. See, frightened by chariots. The Brutii troops are around frightened by chariots, but cavalry, look, not frightened by chariots. So I just thought I'd show you that. So the chariots sap the morale from infantry, but not from cavalry. Okay, and you can see some enemy cavalry ready to charge in there. You can see Barclayman bringing some of his infantry over. And you can see, as I say, I got my Spartan formation there facing, I think it's Uther's and Mantu's SBQR infantry there. But here's a lightning strike here from TR's cataphracts there, like a bang, as he charges in there, trying to smash into the flank of our troops there. Look. Remember, the flank and the rear of the units on Rome Total War are the weakest. So that's why he's charging there. They've just taken out, I think that was Spearman's general. Has just been killed. He was routed, but the chariots had just killed him there. So those chariots, say, in behind us there. It looks to me like Aurelius was going to charge that unit in, and then he pulled that chariot unit back. So, as I say, he's not actually attacking with his chariots at the moment. Here you can see on our flank there, you've got TR, it's got his cataphracts there. Looks like they're ready to charge into the flank of our troops. And don't forget the archers that TR's got seem to be shooting fire arrows into us, trying to sap the morale from our troops. You've got Mantu's cavalry there as well, and you've got some of Uther's cavalry as well there. So I think actually looking here, they may well have the cavalry advantage over us. I think the enemy team have got cavalry advantage over us from what I can see here. But as I say, I'm going to move my Spartans forward here towards Uther's army. If you notice there, you can see I'm moving forward. You've got those head herders there still throwing heads into my Spartans. You can see fire arrows coming down onto my Spartans as well. The head herders are now running away because I think they were in skirmish mode. I'm now going to engage the enemy SBQR infantry, but as I thought there, the enemy infantry will pull back. I don't think they really want to take Spartans on head on. There, as you can see, are running forward there. And you can see that Spearman, the last of his rallied infantry, are in behind my infantry. But as I say, I've got fire arrows coming into me from the flank. And you can see now that my Spartans have run forward there. I've hit the enemy lines with their secondary weapon, the sword, and now that I've made contact with them, I should now put their main weapon down, the spear, and start moving into these SBQR troops there. I'll be getting a lot of pile of damage coming in, but remember, Spartans have got 2 hit points, so they suffer less casualties from missiles than other units there. So you can see TR moving his infantry and cavalry around the flank of our troops there. Nice tactical move there by the enemy team. I can see enemy cavalry there as well. If you notice here, can you see that Aurelius has got his chariots all the way over here? So I'm not sure why. I don't know if he's going to look to get a run up and charge into the rear of our engaged troops there. But he seems to be keeping them away from the fray at the moment. I don't know whether he was chasing down routers there. He may well have been chasing routers there, but look at this enemy disposition here, where they could smash into the flank of my engaged troops. You can see here Mantu has put his units into close order now. Do you notice they're no longer in open order? And you've got Uther's battle formation there in behind Mantu's. But I just thought you might notice there Mantu's put his infantry into close order now, no longer in open order. But you can see my Spartans pressing in on them. You can see here Spearman's doing a good job with his rallied infantry. Those units had been routed, but they've rallied now, but they're going to get hit hard by enemy troops. Look, bang! As they smash in there. The problem with rallied troops is their morale is so low they can rout quite easily. Oh my gosh, look at this massive attack coming in on the flank of my Spartans. Bang! As that cavalry smashes in to the flank of my Spartans there. Oh my gosh, look at that massive. So what I'm going to do now is turn some units to face the threat coming in from my flank while I still move forward with some of my units there. But the main threat at the moment is coming in from the flank there. If you notice there, lots of enemy cavalry there charging in. I think there's some infantry in there as well. And this unit here of Spartans are just going to keep moving into the enemy troops. You can see Barclayman got some of his Scipio infantry up behind me here. And you'll see that Luke here looks like he's fighting a Mantu and Uther there. Some of Mantu's and Uther's units here. But here, the enemy tried for a mass rout with the cavalry hits there charging into this flank of my troops. You can see all of Spearman's infantry has now been taken out. Okay, after a fierce fight, all of Spearman's infantry has been taken out. He's still got a couple of very battle damaged cavalry units left there that he's using, but all of Spearman's infantry has now been taken out. So there you can see the enemy charging there. I think they smashed into the flank of my engaged Spartans there, hoping to start a rout. I think that's what they wanted to do there. But as I say, you can see me now turning my Spartans now to face the threat. And that SBQR general's not going to last very long there in front of Spartans. I think that Mantu's general there could well get taken out unless he moves that general unit back there, or he's been routed anyway. Oh, well, the whole unit's dead by the looks of it now. So and here you can see the druids there giving a morale boost to the enemy team there. Remember, morale boosting units give morale not just to their faction but to allies factions as well. So you can see there I'm still getting heads thrown into my Spartans. At the rear here you'll see enemy troops attacking Barclayman's infantry there, but Barclayman's infantry is holding well. He's lost a couple of units there, but he's still holding well there. As I say, you can see the bulk of my Spartans now are attacking the enemy SBQR troops. Here comes a cavalry hit into Luke's infantry, and bang! As he smashes in there. Oh my gosh, what an impact there. Look at the penetration of that cavalry of Uther's there, straight through Luke's army there. But here you can see this is a good move. Newer players to Rome Total War. See how Uther's keeping this morale boosting unit out of the fight, but close enough to his troops to give that morale boost from that Eagle unit. That's a nice little touch, that. Newer players to Rome Total War, you might want to do that yourselves there. You can see Luke getting a unit round the flank there. That's a nice move there by Luke. What I'm trying to do here is fight through those SBQR infantry to get into the rear of the SBQR infantry that's fighting Luke there. Okay, there's heads coming in, being thrown into the flank of my Spartans there. You can see those heads coming in. And as I say, they're pretty devastating. I've got fire arrows coming in on me from TR's archers as well. But you can see those heads coming in. I can see the enemy chariots moving around behind us. There's another Armenian cavalry hit coming in there. Bang! Into the back of one of Barclayman's fighting units there. But my Spartans still moving forward there. But as I say, look at the aggressive attack by I think it's Mantu, or is it Uther there, trying to push through Luke's infantry there. Now Luke's done a good thing here because he's got his infantry in the trees, and as we talked about earlier, when you get attack through the trees, those trees do tend to neutralise your charge bonus, because of course charging into trees as you're trying to get to the enemy troops is going to slow you down, so your charge bonus is going to be reduced. So that's why Luke's got his army in the trees there, so it's a good move for him. Meanwhile, I'm still trying to fight through with my Spartans to get in behind the enemy SPQR troops. Now if you notice here, Luke is starting to pull his Brutii infantry back because he's starting to lose units here, and you can see the enemy troops are starting to chase him down. But there's enemy cavalry hitting him as well while he's on the move. Look, bang! There, look. I mean, I don't know what you guys are thinking, but Luke's infantry to me look like they're almost on the brink of routing. If you look at the numbers, or just look at the numbers of SPQR troops against Luke's infantry. Right, finally my Spartans have managed to break through the SPQR troops I was fighting. I now need to put my spears up and run over towards Luke as fast as I can. You can see Barclayman's blue Scipio troops there attacking a few of the SPQR units that are left here, but oh my gosh, look at this cavalry attack coming in, bang, into the rear of Luke's infantry. Now I can see Luke has just got 2 infantry units left, including his general, but I think his general has just been taken out there. Oh my gosh. And just Luke's general unit, even though, there you are. So I think at this stage, all of Luke's army has just been taken out. Okay, so Uther there, very aggressive there. I think, as I say, with the help of Armenian cavalry coming in behind, has taken out Luke's army. So my Spartans now and Barclayman Scipio troops are now running over towards Uther's infantry there. As I say, we just couldn't quite get over there in time. You've got Barclayman's archers shooting into enemy troops as well there. So, and over here you'll see there's I think there's a couple of chariot units left of Aurelius is there. Look. There's one there, and I think one over there. They may well take out that Spartan unit of mine with that. If I engage those Armenian infantry units there, they'll smash into the back of that unit. Could well take that unit out. But the main thing for us here is to try and get over to that other flank. Unfortunately, neither Barclayman or myself could get over there in time to save Luke. But we're just going to have to try and take on those SPQR infantry. If you notice there, Uther's now moving his SPQR infantry away from our advancing troops there. Him and TR did extremely well to take out Luke's army there between them. That was a good bit of teamwork by them. But as I say, you can see Barclayman and myself moving over towards Uther's SPQR infantry now. So you can see that. And I think Uther's, he's going to have to make a stand somewhere. So he's just moved his infantry away from that particular position there. It looks like he's going to make a stand here. And you can see Barclayman charging his infantry forward there into the forward units of the SPQR battle formation there. And you'll see me moving my Spartans across as well. There you are, you can see my Spartans coming across there. I'm running, I've lifted spears so I can run. The moment I make contact with the enemy, I'll put the spears down and then start trying to penetrate those SPQR units there. As I say, you can see both Barclayman's Scipio units and my Spartans now starting to make inroads into those SPQR units there. There you are, let's see, as the spears go down now, pushing into those SPQR units. Just looking at the numbers there of my Spartans there and the Scipio troops there, where you can see TR did a massive cavalry attack with what's left of his general unit there that coming behind us, but I think his general unit's just routed there. So it looks like we've managed to go on to win the battle there. There you are, we just managed to rout the last of SPQR units. There you can see Luke, if you notice there, has got a couple of his infantry units have rallied and come back into the fray there, so that's good news for him. There you are. So those units have managed to rally there, so that's very good news. And as I say there, it looks like we've managed to go on to to win the battle there. You can see over here Aurelius. Remember we looked at that one Spartan unit I had there. It looks like Aurelius has taken that one Spartan unit out that was there. So well done there with his chariots. over here that you can see, if we look at the battlefield here, you can see how intense it is. Actually, here you can see there that you can see a lot of dead there. As I say, when you see our battles at the end, you can always tell where the most intense fighting is by the massive piles of dead. I mean, just look at all these dead. This is where Spearman's army was taken out. Remember that massive concerted enemy effort there to take Spearman's army out, and it succeeded in the end there. If we move over here, you can see more dead there, and over here as well. So quite a massive battle there. I can see some of my Spartan dead there. As I say, in the winter scenario, the red cloaks dead Spartans really show up, don't they? There, as you move across, some more dead. This is where Luke's army was taken out there. You can see a lot of dead Brutii troops. Over here, I thought this was interesting. If you look carefully, can you see all the dead head hurlers there? Loads of dead head hurlers. Now, I can't see any enemy, any of our troops dead amongst them, so I think most of these were killed by archer fire there, or missile fire of some sort. You can see there's loads of head hurlers there. There's just so many. I'm just thinking they were probably killed by archer fire there. So, you can see that as we move across the battlefield here. As I say, that's where Luke's army was taken out. We move across here now, and this is where we've finally routed the last units of Uther there. So, as I say, Luke's got some of his infantry has rallied there, so that's good news. Let's pause the game for a second here, but just to show how much of a grinding battle of attrition this is. I mean, there you are. You can see all of Spearman's infantry and cavalry were taken out during the course of the battle. So it just goes to show, doesn't it, how grinding down and how much of a battle of attrition this was, just to see all of Spearman's 12 infantry and 6 cavalry taken out there. But as I say, it looks like our troops has managed to go on to win the battle there. Okay, so the first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. I thought everybody played really well there. Great battle, and as you can see, it was a close victory there, as I thought it would be, very close. And the highest kills in the game, very, very unusually, goes to myself there with my Spartans. 1,549 kills. Not fantastic, but just managed to scrape in the highest kills there, so quite pleased with that really, so that's okay. Well done to TR with Armenia there. Look, 1,233 kills. Well done to TR with Armenia there, did really well. Well done to Uther, second highest kills in the game. I thought he played very well there, so well done to Uther there with his old army and old battle formation. Well done to Mantu. As I say, if we don't get 1,000 kills, we feel a little bit disappointed, so I dare say Mantu will feel disappointed with his kills there, but I still think he did quite well. And well done to Aurelius, got over 1,000 kills with his Britannia army, so really well played, guys. Great battle there. Well done to Luke there. Got some quite good kills there with his army. Very aggressive right from the very start of the battle there. As I say, very unusual to see that. Well done to Barclayman there. He's got the third highest kills in the game. So well done to Barclayman there, did very well. And well done to Spearman. He'll probably be very disappointed with his kills there, but if you notice, he was smashed, crashed and broken on that right flank. And I think he held quite well, bearing in mind the massive attacks coming in on him there. So really well done. Factions here. Well, the enemy team had Armenia, Rome, and Britannia. We had Greeks. It is Rome. And to be honest with you, I think our team probably had faction advantage there. If you look at the two teams there, I think we did definitely have faction advantage there. But I'd just like to say, we play Rome Total War every Friday and Saturday night. We play it every Friday and Saturday night. And those of you that like watching our battles, why not come and join us on a Friday and Saturday night? There's my general there looking at us. Look. As you say, we have some great battles, and I know a lot of you love watching our battles. So if you wanted to be in one of our battles, maybe on the YouTube channel, come and join us on a Friday or Saturday night. This is Spartan Commander saying, look forward to seeing you soon, and bye for now.